Hello, welcome to Three Crows Runes. My name is Jen, and let's do some rune readings. Today we are doing Connect with an Element and Save the World. So, to that end, we have 4 cards representing different elemental magic. We have Earth magic with the Malachite. We have Air magic with the Calcite. We have Fire magic with the Carnelian. And we have Water magic with the Lapis Lazuli. So connect with one of these. When you do, we're going to be doing a reading using this card and this stone, but also using the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck and the Lepus Tarot. The Woodland Wardens will give you the key, and the Lepus Tarot will show you what it's going to look like as far as saving the world by connecting with this element. And wait, there's more. For the Earth magic reading, we're going to be using some runes on sort of a terracotta clay. For the air magic, we're going to be using the Smoky Quartz runes. For the fire magic, we're going to be using Carnelian runes. And for the water magic, we are going to be using Amethyst runes. So, feel into the cards. One of these will have an element that you feel particularly drawn to, or watch them all, what the heck. And then we'll be able to get some keys towards using your connection with that element to save the world. I'm counting on all of you. So, so there we go. I will put the timestamps in the description, and I will see you at the readings. Bye! Hello to all of you who chose the Earth magic to connect with. So let's move the elemental stuff over to the side, and that'll be Earth magic. My favorite part of this card is this cat. And I'm going to put the stone up here. So let's start with let's start from the card from the Woodland Wardens, because this is going to give us the key into connecting with this element and the key into how you're going to be using it to save the world. So we have the lizard and pitcher plant stagnation. So in order to connect with this element, I don't know how to read this I do know how to read this in a way that is not negative, because there's literally like there is a way. Look at this. This is very interesting, because it's not stagnation like in a bad thing in this case. It's like returning to Earth. So that's very interesting. Returning to Earth, seeing if there's anything you missed. And then finally, not finally, I'm nowhere near finally, I've just begun this video. So let's get a picture of what it's going to look like once you have connected with this element of Earth. And there we go. Something that you were missing. Yeah, so there's something that you are missing that will be delivered once you connect with Earth. So that's exciting. Y'all with me so far? So we're connecting to Earth magic. And one of the things that's going to be the key to that, I mean, maybe just to look at where we are stagnating, because this card also is showing like there's a dissatisfaction with what there is, and that definitely speaks to stagnation. But it's also just there's just that feeling like things aren't moving. Earth may seem solid and not moving, but it is very much alive, and there's a lot going on. So that's one of the things that we're going to be doing is to, when we connect with this, is to sort of overcome that. So, but what I was getting at before, where there's like the non-negative version of stagnation, which would be the fact that you are sort of steeping in it. You're basically, it looks like you're not moving, but you're actually just steeping in it and picking up all the nifty stuff. It's like now I wait till my heart starts to beat again, deep in the heart of the cave thing. So your central issue using the terracotta colored clay runes, we have Nauthiz reversed. Nauthiz is the rune of need. This this rune always means tend your needs, but when it's reversed, it means drop everything and tend your needs. It's an emergency. This needs to be done. I mean, obviously, if there's dissatisfaction and feelings of stagnation, then we definitely need to stir things up a little bit. But it's just sort of, don't be fooled by the grass growing being something boring and slow, because there's some very exciting stuff happening. But anyway, yes, you definitely need to. And isn't the pitcher plant like extremely dangerous for things to land in and then they die? So you definitely want to stir things up where you're not going to just basically complacently like sit yourself in a pitcher plant and then get digested. You are actually going to basically take care of the things that need to be taken care of, and that's the movement that's actually going to set things in motion. I mean, it's like connecting with Earth as far as the Great Mother, where you're going to immerse in there and just allow Earth to take away everything that is like weighing you down, kind of thing, and sort of to cleanse you naturally. So leading up to this, you haven't felt like things have been moving. Like you felt like things haven't been moving. We have Avaz, which is the rune of the horse. The horse has to do with movement and spirit. It is reversed on the leading up rune. So this is basically, the stagnation. This is the dissatisfaction and the feeling like Earth, oh, that means nothing's moving and it's boring. But it's not. It's just like you've landed yourself in a situation where things aren't moving forward. And things are stagnating and digesting themselves. So it's an emergency at this point. So drop everything. This is a need that you need to tend. At the same time, now these reversed can also mean inner needs. So taking care of inner needs, because maybe it's a lot of things that are going on under the surface for you that you've been sort of maybe neglecting because you've only been paying attention to the surface, but there's a lot of stuff at like root level that needs to be taken care of. Not root level, but like internal. Yes, root level, but also internal. So what is going to help you with this? We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift, and this has to do with agreements, decisions, goals, and plans. It's an exchange. So if you're stagnating, then you're not, it's like you're rebreathing. Not that that's a bad thing if you need to, but in terms of you're basically consuming yourself, you need to have exchange with outside of yourself in order to overcome the stagnation. So first of all, let's have an exchange with an outside thing. I mean, you're already, we're going to get into air in the next reading, but in terms of just something that's a constant exchange, Earth is just kind of, it's not something you're taking in, but it kind of is. I don't know if you've heard of earthing, where you go out with your bare feet and you walk on the earth, and there is an exchange that happens there. So maybe that's something that you can try doing on a physical level, where you're going to go out and just have that energy exchange. At the same time, this has to do with agreements, decisions, plans, and goals. So if there's something in your life right now that is stagnating, that is something where you're not getting any sort of outside input, and you're not exchanging what you have in a natural flow, where it's, you're just using the same over and over and over in sort of a, what's that term, echo chamber kind of thing, then that's a problem. You're running out of nutrients in what you're using. So you need to go out and get more to refresh this, so it's not stagnating anymore. So yes, set some goals, make some agreements with yourself, if with nobody else. Make some decisions and set some plans, like make some plans. Gabo can also have to do with one-on-one interactions as well as exchange, but one-on-one interactions. So if you have been just sort of, if you have gone to Earth and you're basically like in your cave or burrow or whatever, and you're not associating with anybody outside of you, maybe this is something that is saying is like just one person, just like one person that you trust, and just like have that exchange, just like start bringing fresh in. What isn't going to help is you're worried about people, and I don't blame you, because people are scary, but you're worried about the rest of humanity and how they're going to look at you and the way that they maybe are judgy, and just basically, where do I fit in that? Maybe I don't belong in that. But That's a fear. That's a worry. This is Manas. It's the rune of humanity and your part in it. It's in the lower line. It's a very positive rune in a negative spot, which generally means a fear about that thing. So if that starts to be the case, bring yourself up here. And what's really interesting about this is that look at the middle of Manas, where it's this little dagas, but it's this little exchange. What's in the middle of that is a gebo. It's an exchange. So you're going to forget about all of the others that are hanging out, like all of them that make you feel their eyes on you, and just focus on the one exchange that you're having, because you're going to choose that. Like, you're going to say, I'm going to have this one exchange, and we'll start there, because that's going to start to revive you and bring you out of stagnation and bring you out of the petri plant where things are getting digested, where you're digesting yourself. What this is all going to lead you to is you will feel more comfortable opening up, like opening out into things. So that's really important. You're going basically from not moving at all to realizing that there's an emergency, that you need to deal with this. Like, this is something that is not helping you and it's not good, and you have inner needs to take care of as well. You're going to start having exchanges, whether with another person or just with Earth. You're going to go out and have that exchange, but you're going to start bringing things in that are new and fresh. Try not to worry about what the world is thinking of you, the human world. Just bring yourself back up to where I'm just going to do this one exchange. I'm just going to make some plans and set some goals. And then this will help you to open out into where you'll finally be able to allow this fresh thing to come to you after you thought you've exhausted all of your resources. This new thing is going to come in and be like, this is wonderful. This is this new gift. And from there, how are we going to save the world with this? Well, save yourself, you save the world. Let's see if I can get some, let nature happen. This reading is going to set the stage for the other readings, so we may as well go for it. Okay. Yes. So how are we going to save the world with this? This is what it's going to look like, where you actually get this fresh thing coming into you that you finally can allow, because you're allowing yourself to open out and upheave upheave stagnation. We have Hagalas, which is nature, and it's chaos and things that are out of your control, but also it's hailstorm, so it's nature. In the context of this, I'm reading this as letting nature happen, so you're sort of stepping back into that and realizing that you yourself are a force of nature. You will have ended a season by then. Maybe this season was your season of stagnation. You'll realize it's like, hey, you know what? Time's not going backwards for me, so I have to get out there. Continue, you've gotten out of this what you could, and now you're stepping back into you're stepping into your own nature and nature in general. Do not forget to listen to yourself, and don't forget to listen. We have Ansu's reversed as what's helping you. This is silence, listening to your inner, having inner communications. It's the rune of communication manifestation. So even though you are exchanging with others, don't forget to listen. Don't forget to have your moments of silence and also listen internally as well, because you're carrying that with you. That's very comfortable for you. What isn't going to help is you're still worried about joy. We have Funyo, which is the rune of joy, on the lower line. So it's really sort of worries about joy. Maybe you're worried about even becoming happier, because that can be taken away. It's weather like everything else. So remember that, and also remember that you have connections to that within. You built that up here, but you did need to get out and start exchanging with outside, and this will give you the energy that you need to move forward and take care of what needs to be taken care of, including saving the world. We have Tivaz, which is Tears rune, and he's all about taking care of what needs to be taken care of. So those of you who chose the earth element and earth magic and are going to go off and save the world with that is your reading. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello to all of you who chose the air magic, who've connected with the air magic. So let's bring this card over here, and let's put the calcite up on top. And now, let's get started with a card to show you the key to connecting with the air magic from the Woodland Wardens Oracle Jack. Doobie-doo. Key to air magic for you. Skunk and Magnolia protection. So, it's kind of funny in a slightly ironic way that the air magic key is a skunk, but that's okay. And I'm just also going to draw from the Lepus Tarot what it's going to look like when you do connect with the air magic and are going to be using it to save the world with. Ooh, okay. Neat. Going to allow things to exhale. Okay. So, your key into this is protection. Maybe this is going to be about... I'm actually going to lay down the runes first. I was about to say, you know, for the first one, I was also doing this. It's like, maybe this is about uprooting that. Like, maybe it's about doing that. Yeah, okay. Let's get the splash down. Protection. This is like inherent protection. That was spinning, so I'm allowing it. This is inherent protection. The skunk has its built-in protection, so there is a built-in protection for it. You know, you'd think like air is like very airy, and you know, you can move through it. Like we don't even notice it except that we're breathing it. So it's like that. But in fact, it's pretty strong. I mean, you look at wind and like tornadoes and things, and it can be very powerful. And you can't really, like if there's an air bubble in something, it can only go somewhere else. so there is that element of it. Air also is, of course, very, very healing. It's the element that you have had an intimate relationship your entire life, because you're constantly breathing and exchanging it. So there's that. So let's read the runes, actually, because that's what's going to give us the answers. So your central issue for this, for protection and keying into this, is Yira. Yira is the rune of the harvest and also time. This has to do with basically it is now. Like now is the time. I mean, like air, like breathing is the one thing you can't go long without. So you need to have the air. Air is like critical about timing. You need to be there in that, and keep yourself abundant with that, because that's going to keep you as strong as you can be. No matter what else is going on, you have air. And leading up to this, maybe you've not been breathing as deeply as you ought to be. Maybe you've been sort of making like sort of compromises as far as like, no, I'm just going to high breathe. I'm just going to breathe in the upper part of my chest, and then I'm going to breathe lots of times. But it's like, if you're trying to do that, like, why are you doing that? It's like maybe you don't think you have time to breathe deeply. Breathe deeply, because you can only do this for so long. This is Ingvaz, it's Ing's rune, it's active creation, but it's like kind of like forcing something to be something that it isn't. Don't skimp on air. Give yourself all the air. So yeah, be in the middle of this where it's like, now is the time. Focus on the present moment. And of course, breathing is very central for meditation, for centering, for grounding. So that's another element of it. You know, you're basically grounding yourself, not to bring in earth, but you're centering, and you're basically focusing on the moment. And this is, you know, now is the time. And it's through this moment, it's like Seth says, your point of power is in the present. It's in this present moment when you focus, and everything else falls away. And so in that, you know, you have that element of being as strong as you can be because of that. We have Avaz, which is helping you. This is the rune of the horse and also spirit and movement. So keep moving forward, keep galloping, keep letting your spirit carry you. I mean, this is all very ethereal anyway as well. So ether is a different element. But anyway. So what's going to help you stay in the present moment is keep moving forward, but be very present for that. Let your spirit carry you. And, you know, as far as this is the air reading, basically just focus on that. These are also very, I suppose, air related, although skunk, you know, it's kind of going to wreck the air for you. What isn't going to help? We have Fehu, which is the rune of wealth and worth. Don't worry about, because it seems like you maybe have been skimping because you're worried about your worth. You think that if you stop to let yourself breathe fully, that maybe you won't be as worthy. Like, you have to just keep galloping, which you are doing, but you know, the horse is built to give it maximum air as it gallops. it's a very fine-tuned thing, but it is actually built like that, and birds too, in order to, with the wings. So I'm not really rambling, but it's an ethereal read. So sorry to bring in ether again. So if you start to worry about that, bring yourself back up to here and it's like, no, spirit dictates. I'm actually going to throw down a couple more on here just to clarify this line. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. This whole thing is very ironic. Yeah, you're not sure what's going to happen if you don't have that sense of worth. We have the blank rune underneath that. So it's like, just, without worth, what am I? Well, what you are is this moment of existence where you are in the now and who you are now. And if you let everything else fall away and focus on the now, then you are protected in that. And as for what's helping, again, yes, keep moving forward. Let spirit carry you. And this is going to give you, and yeah, in the present moment, let spirit carry you. And then this will give you the stillness that you need. This is so ironic because we start with movement, but then also stillness. It's through movement we get stillness. We move forward with the present moment in the now, and this gives us a sense of stillness through which clarity can come through. And what this is going to lead you to is a real sense of belonging, because you will feel like you can stand up in the middle of everybody else and not be buffeted one way or the other, just speaking of air. So now let's move on to what it'll look like when you connect with the air element. And this is such an interesting read because it's weird. And we have the 10 of Swords, which is generally like the end of things, but it's not, because it's like the beginning of things. It's like a deep beginning. This will sort of reset things in a way that it couldn't before, because you weren't breathing deeply enough to exchange the air for fresher air. So this is like a big, huge, yeah, that was reversed. This is like a big reset for you. It's like a renewal. So you can't go any further down, but that's okay. You can only exhale so far, and deep breathing is going to help you do that. So you've ended the journey that you were on, where you were just like, just basically gasping and not letting yourself breathe fully. And now here you are, once you've connected with the air, you're starting to bring forward what wasn't able to come forward because you weren't breathing deeply enough. This has been exhausted, and now you exhaust that, you let it all out, and now you can inhale again. And from deep, deep, deep inside, we have Arcana reversed, which is the rune of the birch tree. This is beginnings and birth. We're starting to have a deep inner beginning happening. And with this, you can connect with the world and sort of bring the world up with you. I mean, you notice there's like, okay, maybe that's like sunset, but it can also be sunrise, and then we can bring that up with you as you connect with this new beginning and with the air again. And you will be able to tackle these extremely difficult challenges because you will have this fullness of air that is keeping you alive. The air is the life. So it's like the Ankh. So this is Thurisaz reversed. It's the rune of the Thorn the Giant. The gateway is this challenge. So this is what's going to help you is once you start to bring this forward, this thing that you're bringing forward, this new you that is now air nourished, you will finally be able to face these challenges. You need it. You've got these scary challenges. You need a new you to face. And in order to do that, you have to go deep. Exhale all the way, everything out that wasn't helping you and everything out that's stale, and have a fresh, big breath that is going to bring with it the renewal of something that hasn't been here before. It's the air, it's the dawn. And I don't see the dawn rune here, but it's a new dawn. And this is basically going to energize you in order to just face this new challenge. What isn't going to help is we have Nauthi's reversed. So this generally connects with this. This is this old thing. You may still be feeling the urgency of the emergency that you had before, but now you're breathing. You just keep breathing. Be for breathing and bringing out this new you. And the way this is going to help save the world is you're no longer resisting doing this. And at the same time, Uru's reversed, strength and health and resistance when it's upright. It's not upright, it's reversed. So we have inner strength, which of course you're building on every deep breath you take, and lack of resistance to what is coming through now with the new you that's coming through to take on these challenges and also to save the world in that way. So that, why did this sink down so far? Here we go. So that is your reading, those of you who connected with the air element. I wish you all the best with this, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye. Hello to all. Look at this little heart-shaped spot. I didn't notice that before. Hello to all of you who have connected with the fire energy. Are you ready to save the world? I know you are. So let's move the fire magic card over here and the Carnelian rune up here. Let's start with a card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck, which is going to give you the key for connecting with the fire magic that is going to lead you to your part in saving the world. And again, I'm counting on you all. We all need to be using all of our magic. Chipmunk and Laurel. Okay, success. You know, this could be like this could be things like quick wins. Like honestly, like just to build on your sense of success is going to help you a lot in terms of connecting with your fire. Just like do the little quick wins, like do a lot of quick wins to start with, and then you can be energized to keep working on the bigger and bigger wins as far as being successful with things, and that's going to keep boosting your energy and your confidence. These cards aren't coming out of this box. There we go. And then that's going to be your key into how you're going to be using the fire magic that you're going to connect with. Well, it's your key to connecting with the fire magic, the fire element. And then from there, let's see what it'll look like once you've connected with it and start saving the world with it. Ooh, things will move very, 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 very quickly at that point. So just, you know, it's like the more you do, the more you can do. So it's going to be one of those sort of situations. For the fire, of course, we're using the Carnelian runes. So let's get some of those out on both of these cards, starting with the Chipmunk and Laurel, which is how you're going to connect. Yeah, just don't resist. You know, it's like, I have a day job and it's a lot of work. And one of the things that I learned fairly early on is that there's a lot of things that have to do with a lack of momentum when you start doing a thing, and even switching between things. And if you can sort of root that out, if you can sort of circumvent in terms of when you're switching between things or when you're just building the momentum, it's like you could just step to it. It's like in Jonathan Livingston Seagull, like the fastest, it's like, how does that line go? Like the fastest speed is being there. Like you don't even, it's not even a matter of traveling. It's like you just are there. And that's basically the sort of thing that this is kind of saying, is like remove resistance. You want to do a thing, don't spend time thinking about I have to do the thing, because having to do the thing will then come along with you and get in your way. Just step to it and do the thing. It's like anything like that, where, you know, if you're trying to manifest something, don't include things. I mean, I always say, you know, Magic 101, you don't put something into your spell or prayer or wish that you don't want. So like the example, these crazy people did this thing, oh, we're going to prove the prayer doesn't work. And so they had people pray for people who were coming out of operations, and they had, their prayers were like, oh, and I don't want, and no complications. And it's like, of course, if you put complications in the prayer, you're going to get complications. What you say is, and then of course it did what they wanted to, which is disprove the use of prayer, even though there are so many studies that have proved that prayer actually works, because they were doing it wrong. And so what you say in situations like that is like speedy recovery, like swift, smooth recovery, you know, swift healing, smooth healing. You don't put into a prayer or a wish or a spell something that you don't want. And that also goes for things like wanting, and that can even go as far as like the feeling of it. Like if you are doing something, if you're trying to manifest something, and part of that is, I want this so much, the want is going to come in as a part of the spell and is going to be included. So it's going to push what you want off more, even more. So similarly to this, it's like the things that you're going to do, It's like if you sit there going, I want to do this thing, I want to do it, I want to, and this is your wish, the want is going to come into it. The want is going to become part of the manifestation, and you don't want the want. You want the thing you're manifesting. So, okay, so just to bring it back to the the grounded and the and the daily, everyday stuff, if you have a task and you're focusing on wanting to do the task or needing to do the task, then that's going to continue to get in your way. If you just get up and do the task, step over the want and the need, then the task happens. So, leading up to this, we have Ivaz, which is the yew tree. This has to do with patience, slow growth, slow development, step by step. Things have been moving fairly slowly up until this point, and now you're in a point where you're going to be like, I am connecting with fire. I'm just going to do the thing, and I'm removing resistance to doing the thing. So we have Uruz reversed. Uruz is the rune of the wild ox. This has to do with strength and health and stubbornness in terms of resistance. It's reversed in the central issue. So you're going with your inner strength, and you are going to remove all resistance. You're just going to do the thing that is going to bring you the success. What is going to help you is absolutely be confident, be bold. We have Fehu reversed. Fehu is the rune of wealth and worth. Reversed, it's inner. So it's inner wealth, inner worth, sense of self-esteem, sense of inner worth, and sense of confidence. So your confidence is going to get you over that. You're just basically going to say, this is the thing. This is the thing that I want to do, so I'm just going to do it. It's not a matter of I want to do it. This is the thing I choose to do. And you do it. And that's going to bring in more success more quickly. And you're fire, so you want to you're basically all about that. What isn't going to help is we have Wunjo. Oh my gosh, can I please pronounce things properly? Wunjo. It's spelled W-N-J-O. So for the English-speaking reader, you want to call it Wunjo, which I always thought would be a really good dog name. But anyway, I don't currently have a dog. So that's all beside the point. Wunjo is the rune of joy. It's in the lower line, so you are worried about happiness. There is that sense of, worries about joy, worries about happiness. And this could be... No, it's just basically, you're worried about happiness. This could drag you down. It's the worry that's to do with this. It's the worry to do with the wanting. You circumvent that by just doing the thing. You're just basically stepping over the want and into the doing. And you just basically use your confidence. Be confident in this. You're fire, so do it. And what this is going to lead you to is you will complete the things. This is Rilo reversed. It's riding. It's the journey rune. It's reversed on the path line. So it's the ending of a chapter. You're certainly ending the chapter where you were just slogging along, but you're also ending each success. We can close a chapter, and it's just like it's that little hit of dopamine where you succeed in something and you move forward. So what's this going to look like? Once you've connected with fire, things are going to move very, very quickly, and you already are starting to move things very quickly. And chipmunks are quick. So, but let's go with this where it shows. There we go. So, good time to make agreements, decisions, plans, and set goals, and also have exchanges. One-on-one exchanges with people and things. All this fiery stuff. Yeah, this was the emergency that you had to take care of, basically. This is spinning around. So I'm going to read confusion into that. Ooh. All right. Central issue on the thing. This is how you're going to save the world. Once you get this going, once you're moving forward quickly and accomplishing things and hitting those goals one after the other, just success. Good idea to set some plans, to make some agreements and set some agreements, decisions, plans, and goals. So all of those things. And also one-on-one interactions. This could be with yourself. This could be an exchange with something else. Maybe there's something that you're working with. But yeah, now is a good time to make some plans because you can just bang those out. Leading up to this, we have Nauthi's reversed. Nauthi's is the rune of need. It looks like you've been taking care of a lot of things. Leading up to this, I think this basically is this all, where you were taking care of your needs, especially the emergency type needs, and also taking care of your inner needs as well. Like you're not neglecting yourself. Which leads you to this point where you're going to set some goals. You're going to make some plans. And this could be about taking care of things like saving the world. What's going to help you is connect with and keep connected with the things that always nourish you, the things that always energize you. This is Sovilo, it's the sun. So, I mean fire. So whatever is your source energy, whatever it is that whenever you connect with it, you feel like I could do this all day. You know, the whole thing about connecting with whatever it is that always energizes you, no matter when you do it. You know, there are so many examples of this, like even the, you know, Marjorie the trash heap in the original Fraggle Rock. I haven't seen the new Fraggle Rock, so I don't know if she's in that one. But just basically when things are going wrong, just like go back and do the stuff that you've always done before that have fixed things. You know, obviously this isn't always going to work, but if you hadn't been doing them, then maybe do them. You know, this could be simple as like, you know, going out in nature, having some fresh air, you know, tidying things up maybe, or just, that will always help, but it's kind of, you might not want to do this. Listen to music, bake something, do something creative. All the things that whenever you do them, you think, I could do this all day. So maybe not so much chores, although we should be doing those, and those make us feel good anyway. But I don't see any of those things here. Actually, yes, I do. This is why I'm saying this, is because Tiva's reversed is here as what isn't going to help. So that's why I'm bringing in chores into it. We'll get to that. But yeah, whatever it is that whenever you do it energizes you, do that and do it often, because this is going to connect you to your source energy. It's the sun, so whatever it is helps you connect to your sun energy, whatever that is for you. Do that, keep that always at hand, and you'll be able to continue with all of this and set goals and knock them out as you go. What isn't going to help is we have Tiva's reverse. Tiva's is Tears rune. Tears the warrior god. He has to do with taking care of things that need to be taken care of. So don't neglect these. This is reversed on the lower line. Don't neglect doing the things that need to be done. Stay on top of the foundational stuff that is like the chores, absolutely, and taking care of yourself. Don't let that fall behind because you rely on all of those things, even if they feel like a slog to do. Bring yourself back up to where you're connecting with what you need to connect with and taking care of what you need to take care of to stay connected to your source energy. And this is going to keep things moving quickly and keep the fire flowing. And from there, the world is a blank page for you to save. That's kind of several metaphors at once. But basically, outcome for this and how you're going to save the world with this is the blank. You're basically going to be, yeah, give it to me. Everything that you think needs to be done to save the world, put that on my plate. I'll clear that as well. So that, people who chose fire as the element that you're connecting with in order to save the world, is your reading. I wish you all the best with this, and I'm counting on you. And I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Good luck saving the world. Bye. Hello to all of you who chose to connect with the water element. So I'm going to take the card. I like this stone there because it looks like she's pregnant and it's like really potent and cool. But anyway, I'm going to take this card, I'm going to move it over here, and I'm going to put the stone up here. What are you doing all the way over? I didn't put you away from the last reading. I'm sorry. Okay, so my own stones are confusing me. Okay, so water magic, very exciting. So how are we going to connect with the water magic to save the world? I'm looking forward to this, and I'm counting on you. So let's start with a card from the Woodland Wardens Oracle deck, and this will be your key in to connecting with the water magic. With the water element. I saw one that would really work, and I don't know if that's the one that's going to come up. No. The Badger and Ginkgo, healing wounds, which water is very, very good with, is healing. So maybe one of the things that you're going to be doing in order to connect with the water magic is to work on healing and towards healing. Very, very important. And do it steadfastly. Do this in a dogged and unstoppable way. Like just badger your way in and just start taking care of the healing. Like do it. Just do it. Like nobody can stop you. So let's get the card down for what it's going to look like once you have connected with the water element. And you're going to move towards saving the world with it. Ooh, okay. This is like in that movie where sadness helps people grieve, and then you're okay, and it's a healing thing, and Joy was like completely like, what the heck? because Joy thought that she was all that and the most important emotion, but in fact sadness can also be extremely important, and letting it flow is also extremely important. It's like in the Eddas where is it Gudrun? Oh my gosh. I'm so embarrassed. I don't know my Eddas as well as I ought to, but I think there's one of those, she's mourning and she won't cry, she won't weep, and everybody's like, you have to weep. This is the only way you're going to move forward. And she won't, and then finally she does, and she just sinks down, and just the tears just come, and it says it just basically, the tears just go all the way down on her clothes to her knees, and that's what you're going towards. This is how you're going to save the world, connecting with the water element. Is you're going to allow the grieving to happen. You're going to allow the tears to come. You're going to allow that flow, because that is one of the most healing things that can happen. So it's important. It's like, we've all been sort of conditioned to think that we don't have time for that, but we do, and it's so essential. So start with healing the wounds, and we're going to save the world by allowing it to grieve. So let's get some runes down on this. Very, very important. Extremely important. Let's get some runes down on the healing part and how you're going to connect to that and key into that. Because you've just been racing. You've been running and racing up until this point, and now it's like you're going to say, nope, I'm going to tune out the din, and I'm going to just do this. So that's our central issue on the key part with the Badger and the Ginkgo for healing wounds. We have Mana's reversed, which is the rune of humanity, and your part in it. You are turning away. You're turning away from the din of humanity, which is like, no, go, go, go. Don't stop for anything. Don't stop to grieve. Don't stop to heal. Yeah, well, okay, thanks very, very much, but bye for a bit. And you're going to close the door on them, and you're going to be like, I'm looking inward. I'm going to let myself find belonging with myself, so that I can go back out into the world and help the world find belonging with itself again. Because right now, we need to weep. We need to heal. We need to do all the things that need to be done. What is going to help you is, we have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. This has to, you were racing, and that's because this is the horse. It's galloping. So central issue, Mana's reversed. The human world and your part in it, it's reversed in the central issue part. So you are turning away from that. You're sort of listening to yourself at this point, and just sort of like connecting to that, and sort of how can I reconnect with that so that I feel a sense of belonging with myself again, if ever before. So what is going to help you with this? We have Gabo, which is the rune of the gift. This has to do with an exchange. Gift was never one-sided in ancient Norse. You basically, if you gave a gift, you were going to receive one. Like it was always an exchange. So saith the research that I've done on these runes. So it's agreements, decisions, plans, and goals. It could be with yourself, but you have to make the time for this. This is something that you are going to do. So give yourself the time, set yourself that agreement with yourself, make that decision, set those goals to give yourself the time for healing. You're basically setting this aside. You're just like, I'm going to do this. This is an agreement I'm making with myself to do this. This may also have to do with a one-on-one interaction with somebody that you trust, hopefully. But really, I'm seeing this as like, you have to give yourself this time. You have to set this time for yourself. It's like holding space kind of thing, like do this, set this. What isn't going to help you is you are worried about what will be revealed when you do this. We have Pertho, which is the rune of the lot box. This has to do with surprises and fate, and things that are revealed. What is being revealed is always something that was always there, because what's in the lot box was already there. So when you open it, it shouldn't be a surprise, but it is, because you hadn't seen it. So this has to do with probably one of the reasons why you and so many others are just rushing forward is so that you don't have to see what's in the box. But once you stop, and once you look to these things, and once you start healing the wounds, like, I'm going to say something kind of gross right now, and I'm really sorry, but it's applicable. Like maybe you didn't want to heal the wound, you didn't want to look at the wound because you knew there might be something like living in it. And so, But you gotta, because if you don't, it's going to stay there. So you have to. So yes, you're a bit worried. Sorry about that. You're a bit worried about that. But you don't have to be, because it's important, and it's the only way you're going to heal. Let's get this a little bit better centered. Yeah, the camera just kind of slipped down. That's why it was moving up, is because it was sliding down. Okay, get that, sit there. Yeah, so, sorry, just arranging. Oop, this way. Everybody go this way. So, yes, so definitely give yourself the time to do this. And once you have gotten started on this, then you'll be like, okay, I see what I have to work with. I see the important things that I have to work with this. And we have Ingvaz, which is Ing's rune. This is another name for Frey, and Frey is the fertility god. He has to do with active creation. So once you start working with this, once you finally start healing and paying attention to this and healing your wounds, by tuning out the din of humanity, finally you will then be able to see what you have to work with to move forward. And if, even if what you have to work with is the realization that, hey, I couldn't heal until I faced this, until I gave myself the time to face this thing and actually literally take the time to heal these things that needed healing. So now you have tools with which to go out and do this for other people. And so this brings us to what it's going to look like once you connect with your water element and go out and start saving the world by letting people know that they are allowed to heal, that they are allowed to express and to grieve and to mourn and give themselves that time, because that's really important. I mean, one of the reads on Three of Hearts is delay, because you have to mourn, you have to grieve. Is that another blank rune? That is so cool. Okay, because the earth, air, fire, and water. So fire, which I just did, also ended with this. So that's kind of neat. So your central issue here is communication, manifestation. We have expression. We have Ansus, which is the rune of that. And it's like you're going to take what you know from what you did. It's like somebody's motorcycle outside. I don't know if you can hear that. You're going to take what you did here while you were healing yourself, and you are going to be the testament to that it works, and you're going to communicate that, you're going to express that. Leading up to this was your challenge that you just came through. You basically set yourself that challenge. It's like, I'm going to give myself the time to heal, and I'm going to do that. And so this is the past on this rune. Like, this is what you just came from. You came through the door of that. It's like, I just did this. It was easier than I thought it would be, but I had to sit to it. And now you're going to express this to other people. It's like, let yourself express your grief. Let yourself cry. Let yourself weep. Even if, you think you're not going to be strong by doing that, even if you think you're going to be slowed down by that, if you don't think you have time, that means you really need to do it. Let nature happen, and that's what's going to help you the most. We have Hagalaz, which is the rune of the hailstorm. This has to do with, I sometimes read this as chaos and things that are out of your control. That's nature, but it's also your nature. Let nature happen. It's natural forces, it's natural energies, and you need to allow nature to happen. We are not above nature. We are very much in nature and of nature. So let nature happen, and grieving is part of that. The wild creatures in the world grieve. Like, this is not something that is uniquely human, but it's got to happen. It's necessary. It's a necessary beat in the melody. It's a necessary moment. So this is very important, and you're going to express this to people, and you're going to let people know, like, this is natural. It's unnatural not to do this. What this is going to lead you to, I'm not going to get there yet. What is not going to help you is it's not a lot of people's comfort zones. It wasn't your comfort zone, but you let yourself do it, and it was easier than you thought it would be once you sat to it. So you're going to be dealing with that. You're going to be dealing with the fact that Othala, the rune of the home and the homeland, it's not a lot of people's idea of comfort zones. It's not comfortable for a lot of people to express this. You can tell them they can do it privately. Like, you don't have to go out in the middle of the street and fall to your knees and the tears go down to your knees. No, they can do this privately, but they got to do it. And you got to give yourself the time to do it. Very, very important. And so you'll be connecting with, reconnecting with nature, reconnecting with your nature and just the natural energies of things and the natural pace of things, and catching up with yourself as far as you missed a beat if you didn't do that at some point, and the world missed a beat if it didn't do that. So what this is going to lead you to is it's going to clear things. This is the same rune I had in the end of the last, but it meant something completely different for the fire people. So this is how you clear things. It unclutters you so you can move forward. It's like lifting the lid off the pot that's boiling over, and then all the steam and everything escapes, and then it's not boiling over anymore. And this is how we do that. So this is how you're going to save the world. You're going to remind them that it's okay to grieve. It's okay to weep. It's okay to let this flow through you. You have to, because that's the only way you're going to clear it so that you can move forward without everything like clenched up and being delayed and meanwhile you're bubbling over and screaming. So that's important. So that, water people, those of you who chose the element of water to connect with, is how you're going to save the world. I wish you all the best with that, and I wish you a lovely day or evening. Take care till next time. Bye.